Hi, I'm Randy MacLean, the president of WayPoint Analytics. I have Bruce Merrifield, my partner, with me today. And Bruce and I are just having some discussions about some of the war stories and experiences that we'd like to share with you, show how people have got great gains in what they've done. This stuff can be remarkably easily, but it's also nice to have basically a starting point and some insights into where to go to get going. So what I'd like to do is just ask Bruce a couple of questions about this and get started. So, you know, we talk a lot about core accounts and the core areas, the core products, and that kind of thing. And I know that you had a logistics issue that you were able to solve at one time in your career that helped your company deliver a better service to a broad swath of clients or their customers than your competitors could. And frankly, I was surprised at the fact that the competition really figured out what happened.
Right. Well, what Randy's referring to is a story that's the bigger story was, and this gets sort of like get going tomorrow with your ranking report. I walked into a turnaround situation. I did a customer profitability ranking report, and I just asked the top couple people, you know, who are these creatures? Let's put them in different piles. So we went down about the top 50, you know, profitable customers, and 20 of them were a certain kind of contractor. I said, okay, well that's your number one historically most profitable core. And you think you've got good service, but we need to actually go take the definition of good service up a couple levels so we can be distinctive, as opposed to, yeah, we have good service and I got to shoot a low price. That's a commodity. You don't have good service.
Right.
So I'll just go on my own. So, you know, the CEO got on the phone and he called up 5 of these guys who were sort of more open, friendly, nice guys. Said, look, I've got this consultant. Would it be all right if you just stop by and visit with you? I said, oh yeah, sure. So I went out and called these guys myself. You know what? Coming from outside the industry, I can sort of ask dumb questions. It's like, well, who are you, and why do you buy from these guys, and who else can you buy from, and are they any better or worse, and what's good service? Then I say, oh, I know it when I see it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll measure that right away.
Yeah.
So the best way is to say, what do we do, or people done that sort of frustrated you, you know, caused you to lose customers, or your people can't have uptime, and so forth. And they get real red. You go, what really honks me off? And you listen carefully, because the opposite is a service insight opportunity. And so one of them was complaining about, really, he wanted first thing in the morning on-time delivery. But he said, you know, you've got a 2 p.m. cutoff for next day delivery, and I call you at 1:55 and I don't get it. So I said, oh, you want on-time delivery? Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, we'll give you unconditional on-time delivery. But then, again, because, you know, I've worked 150 different channels, I said, is 2 p.m. a good cutoff? And the guy said, I would die and go to heaven for 5. Oh, why 5, not 4:30 or 6? I mean, there's a lot more to the story that we have to get into. But then 4 out of 4 guys that I then saw after that said, I die and go to heaven for a 5 p.m. cutoff.
Yeah. I mean, in this business, there's a dynamic that drove a lot of their customers to not know that they wanted stuff till the end of the day. They need it right away.
It's peculiar to who they are and what they're doing. And so I went back and I said, well, we're going to have a 5 p.m. cutoff for next day delivery, among other things. And everybody's like, oh, you can't do that. I said, well, we're going to do it. So on the 5 p.m., everybody was leaving at 4:30 to get a jump on the traffic, because it was a lifestyle kind of company, I guess. And they all got, whoa, traffic. I said, too bad. You know, it's going to 5, and then that means the warehouses have to work a swing shift. So I'll pay even higher wages to get people to work goofball hours. I'm going to make the service value investment. I'm going to take a risk here that by having a higher payroll cost, I can get an even bigger value proposition.
So people are saying nobody will work past this, and you say, fine, we'll pay a premium for the people that do.
So all the things they're throwing up, I'm going to make it happen. I have a vision. I've got now 5. I took pictures of these guys. So I have 5 pictures on the wall. And I've boiled it down to 8 metrics, the big 8 of service excellence. So if you go to my website, you know, Merrifield.com, Exhibit 3, that's the big 8. The DVD kit, all WayPoint guys have the whole section 4, 14 modules on how to define, measure, achieve, sell, and leverage basic service brilliance. It's there. But so at any rate, because I had these 5 faces, these are the faces. This is the story with faces, heroes that pay your wages. Here's the big 8. We do these things, they'll give us more business, and we'll get more guys like them, and we'll grow. So there are people sort of believing that. It's not Bruce making this up. I mean, it's like, oh, I know those
And the
customers.
power of legitimacy when you actually
Exactly. So I got cred. And so that's my vision, and I'm hanging in there. And
but there's a logistics element to this.
yeah.
Like,
So then the ultimate was but the UPS guy comes at 3:30. That's why you have a 2 p.m. cutoff. We'll ask him to come later. Oh, he won't. We already asked him. Are you going to stop there? You say, no, I'm going to talk to him. Mm-hmm. And there again, you have to sort of say, what, dude, is your total context? When do you make your last pickup? And then what do you do? In those days, they actually had 45 minutes of paperwork. It's 1983 that they had to do at the end of the day. And he made his last pickup between 5:15 and 5:30. And I said, okay, understand your whole story. How about if I basically bribed you? You know, you make this your last call. You can come in here. We'll give you your own desk. You can have a little plate of lock-up pictures of your kids that need braces that keep you working hard, and we'll give you your own special beverage, wine, beer, fresh squeezed carrot juice, you know. A music system, which is expensive in those days. He said, you got a deal. So this guy would pull his truck into our warehouse around 5:15, 5:30, and we're just throwing stuff in the thing.
Well, he's doing all his paperwork.
Yeah, he's doing his paperwork type of thing.
Yeah.
And then it was such an overwhelmingly popular service dimension.
Well, because people are getting 5 p.m. order and getting the stuff the next morning.
And instead of ordering 3 times during the day, they're just calling it these huge orders at the end of the day. So we also were getting larger average order size. We're getting cumulative all the needs for the day. Our average order size went up 400% as a result of it.
Yeah, and you know, so there's a dynamic I never thought of. If you got a 2 p.m. cutoff, they say, well, it's 11, I got to get this in 2, I'll just send it right now.
Yeah,
And they get another order at noon and say, well, it's not quite 2, I'll send you another one. But if you could just say, I'm going to be done at 4:30.
Sure.
The last thing I will do is send them all their orders at once.
Right.
That's fantastic.
Well, I mean, I could go on to extra services where basically we're faxing orders in with code numbers, so we didn't have inside salespeople taking the order. You know, at 5 we give a little functional discount for doing that. But so at any rate, it wound up being a phenomenal home run. And thereafter, we opened up new warehouses from scratch, right next to the biggest UPS centers that delivered to a bigger population base the next day. And then we go find the big contractors, go out there and say, here's our service value prop, no one else has got it, type of thing. And we just rip off business. We put 2 guys out of business who've been in the industry 60 years.
So if you're right next to the UPS hub, what's the benefit of that?
Well, what happens then is it's easy for the guy to make it his last stop anyway, right?
Right.
And then you'll find, for example, in Northern California, they've got a UPS hub in Oakland, and they have one in West Sacramento. Both deliver to the entire Northern California area the next day. In Oakland, they shut the gate at 6. Mm-hmm. So if you want to, the guy comes, takes the stuff, and you still have packages. In West Sacramento, you're going to be still filling orders 8, 9 o'clock at night. Put them in your own truck and drive it over to the UPS guy 2 blocks away, and they'll take them and still get them out the next day. So
wow.
Yeah, and everybody else in the industry's got a building deal. They got a building here because they got a good price on it, and their cutoff is noon because the UPS guy comes at 2, and they never figured it out.
Oh, fantastic. Well, that's a great example, the kinds of creative thinking that you can bring into the process.
Now, I want to add, in another video, we're going to actually talk about how you retune your SKUs, your items and your fill rates for a core niche that you're going after. Because of the big 8 of service excellence, fill rates is foundational. So how did I get that to the whole next level?
All right. Okay, so that was great. Really good example of how you can creatively think around some of the issues and basically build your service model into something that's unassailable by the competition. So it was a great story, Bruce. Thank you very much. And we have a whole series of these videos, and we'd like you to keep watching them because there's a lot of great information here that we'd like to share with you. So thanks a lot. We'll see you in the next video. Hi, it's Randy MacLean. If you found this video helpful, we have so much more to share with you. Just head over to apicconference.com/profit. and sign up for our innovative Profit Tips series. It's a great collection of materials all designed to show you how to drive more profit in your business without necessarily having to increase sales. Or simply text your name and email address to 480-207-3433 and we'll get you started right away.